Hey everyone, Arthur Fantastic here, aka the Bishonen Ronin, with Jake Shannon. Jake, one take Jake, in fact, of scientific wrestling here at CatchCon in Las Vegas at the Ancient Training Club. Is that correct?
Anasiete.
Ansiete.
Anasiete. Yeah, Napoleon Anasiete is the wrestler and the family that owns this place.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful though, right?
Absolutely. This place, this entire facility, the entire seminar has been amazing. And just the atmosphere of everybody coming in, it's very like camaraderie, brotherly type shit, if I may say, type shit. Starting off with some questions here, if I may. How do you feel the CatchCon 2025 Las Vegas went?
Dude, I was like, I'm gonna be real. I was super nervous. Like, I don't get nerves anymore for like anything, and I was like nervous for this because I have not done something this big, and I'm gonna be real. Nobody in Catch has done anything this big.
Right.
So, like, we brought out. I want to say we had some technical difficulties, but I think we had 9 coaches, 2 certifications, 3 different divisions for competition, including a tag team division,
which was amazing.
Yeah, where we gave it $1,000 a division, which I don't think's happened. I don't think there's any catch group that's putting out that high of a prize.
Grappling in general gave him that.
I mean, you tell me. What do you think about the level of competition? It was fucking amazing. Those were badass.
Hell
dudes.
Yes, dude. Hell yes. Just to walk in there and know 12 minutes straight. And then another 12 minutes, and then another 12 minutes.
Potentially. And then we had one guy go, 2 guys go 5 12-minute rounds. That's an hour of fucking wrestling. I dare you. I dare anybody to do that.
Gabriel Stinson.
Yeah, Gabriel was a beast, dude.
I love that guy.
He had fucking gas in the tank.
Absolutely. He was my tag team partner, a.k.a. Alphabet Soup. That's us. CSA, AMC. Shout out to Matt Hume, Terry Bourgeoisie. That's my... So, yeah, no, I don't think that anyone's done anything like this. Bringing so many of the diverse people and styles of catch wrestling to one place. Some pro wrestling, some, obviously, Wade Shaw is one of the greatest scholastic wrestlers of all time, as well as, world beater. He's a world beater. We have you here, Jesse, who's won many competitions, Luis Ojeda, who was in my last interview. Check that out, guys, on this channel. And Angel Verduska, world champion. There's so many people on this moon, and I've only named like 5 people. So,
well, we had Pat Militich. Everybody got a chance to go and actually pick Pat's brain. Like, he sat down with everybody and was like, what do you need? This is the guy who's UFC Hall of Fame, first welterweight champ, also coach to 11 world MMA champs. What'd you think of Frank Shamrock?
Dude, that was crazy. First off, him coming out of retirement, like not just I've trained on the side, not been in a training room for I don't know how many years.
You were part of history, first time in 14 years, the legend, the prototype.
Dude, and feeling the tightness of his foot on foot, the leg entanglements it's otherworldly. Like people, I've been to John Danaher, I've been in the Blue Room, I've felt a lot of different high level names I won't say. And just feeling Frank Shamrock with that double foot on my hip was a different experience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, think about how, this is the one thing I love about Frank. He hasn't even been on the mats coaching nobody for 14 years.
14 years.
Did that as a favor, and I was able to share that with everybody that supported us and came out, and so thank you for that. But how far ahead did Frank have to be in like 95?
Seriously.
Because the shit that he's showing out here, it's still like...
That's what they're doing now. Games, the ecological approach.
All that he was doing 30 years ago.
Yeah, he was doing, and he's like, these are the games I was playing 14 years ago. And now people are like, oh, I'm selling the task-based games.
I made this up. It's like,
yeah, no.
You should have been here.
Yeah. Should have been here for sure. And you have that opportunity next year at the next CatchCon.
Yeah, we're doing number 2. This so to your question, it went off way fucking better than I thought. I was really like, God damn, how am I going to do all this shit?
I'll do this one. Right?
Plus, I might work with Grant Cardone, right? Like, I'm like the #1 coach for Grant Cardone, which is like a whole other fucking busy thing. Then 3 kids and a wife, and then I help her with her software company and
of course.
stuff. So I was like, fuck, I don't know how. But I had such a great team. Fucking Pacholo.
Dude.
Fight Capital here in Vegas, man. Dude was invaluable. Luis Ojeda. You guys got to understand, Luis, like, so we're trying to get our guys known a little bit. Like you mentioned, Jesse. Luis was here. Luis is the winningest catch wrestler of the modern era.
Yes, sir.
And so I brought him out to run the tournament with Pachola. Pachola was the other. So we had tag team. We had over 80 kilo and under 80 kilo. You guys, when you see these matches, they're fucking fun.
Super intense. Super intense. Like there's not sometimes when you watch a jiu-jitsu match, it looks like they're still training in the in the room. Like we're going soft, you know what I mean? There's a level of intensity in the catch wrestling, in the wrestler mindset in general, that I just turns up the intensity, and then you can't be on your back, and that adds another whole dimension to the entire grappling game.
Yeah, and then think about that hour long. Well, it was like maybe 55 minutes. But like that was still entertaining.
Hell yeah, the entire time, 55 minutes.
It was crazy.
We were talking during that match. That was like the first Olympic matches that Carl Gotch was talking about.
Yeah, right.
Like the matches going on hours.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool. So I'm really happy how it went. Oh, and then what'd you think about the mace training?
That was amazing. We get to bring home. I was walking around Las Vegas with the mace, and honestly, it wasn't the most strange thing that people would say. But people did ask some questions. Someone tried to lift my mace, and they were like, "Ugh, if you want to get strong, train with the maces."
Yeah, you wouldn't think that fucking 10 pounds could be so heavy.
Oh no, man! It is freaking crazy heavy, especially when you do 100 times.
Yeah, your shoulders sore.
A little bit of the forearm. I wish I had the forearms like Jake. His forearms are off screen. There it is. Oh my gosh, it's as big as my calf. And he accredits that to Mace Bell training, by the way.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why I invented it, right? So I sometimes.
Inventor.
Well, I sometimes like have to pinch myself because I'm like, yeah, okay, so I invented the mace. I was the guy who started the modern competitive catch wrestling, and now we have great people like in Wigan. We have, Josh, doing his tournaments. And
ACWA.
So all kinds of people doing these tournaments, and it just blows my. I'm like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like the Forrest Gump in this weird movie. Like, how do I keep showing up in all these places? But I do. But the reason I did the mace though, and I kind of let it go, and other people ran with it. Like Rogan now has his own mace and stuff.
The mace is over there.
But because so much is grip strength, and the mace is like, there's nothing better for wrestling than taking that fat ass fucking weight at the end of a long stick and the centrifugal force and what it takes to really hold on to that and control it. Dude, when you get really good with that, so let's say you can take a 10 kilo and you can swing it 100 times straight, you grab somebody's wrist, they know it.
Right.
They're thinking about what the fuck is going on.
Let go of me.
Yeah, they're not thinking about offense. They're like, ow, shit, dude, you're going to fucking crunch my wrist.
Right.
Because you're just like, you can really just squeeze into it,
100%.
So,
especially with that Rick Brown, who was the Mace Bell, Mr. Mace Bell, the actual Mr. Mace Bell. He was discussing crushing the grip as you pull it over. Relax, crush, and forearms. I mean, feel it. I suggest it.
You do need training with it, though, I find, because it's awkward enough. You're either going to coconut your legs or coconut your head.
Yes. Oh, I mean, try it. Come to the CatchCon #2.
Or come to CatchCon 2, yeah. Yeah, so we will have Mace. Mr. Maceman will be there. We will also, he brought out his assistant, guy named Eric Doyle.
Yeah.
And Eric, I asked him.
Crazy shoulders, that guy.
Yeah, right? Like he looks like Buff Shameless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even more Buff Shameless.
So he's going to bring out the Bulgarian bags too, which I'm really excited. So we're setting it up. I got to figure out the next date.
Is it going to be 2025, 2026?
I'm going to do a CatchCon like this in March. I'll probably have to wait after wrestling season because I think I missed out on a bunch of wrestlers, younger wrestlers. But I'm going to do one in the spring and the fall. Okay. Just because I'm so busy now, it's better for me to do just a big event and then just do 2 of those and get everybody that, like all the different coaches, all the different athletes, do a competition, just get it all done at once. Yeah. Instead of me doing like what I usually do, which is like 40 flights of fucking. Oh, that tour, the USA tour that you were doing, which was like. Or when I do Europe, I mean, the lockdown shit fucked all that up kind of bad, but it's for the best, honestly, because I just don't like. I just can't travel that much anymore. So I mean, the convention here in Las Vegas, what an amazing
destination.
It's fun.
It's been super cool. I've been having to abstain, but I mean it's over now. You know, I'm like liquor off screen. So that was 2026 or is that 2025 this year or next year?
So we will have CatchCon 2 next year. It'll be 2026
in the spring.
I'm going to do a different event in the fall, but I haven't designed it yet. I want it to be different. I want it not to be identical to CatchCon.
Okay, so. for sure. I definitely suggest to watch the matches. They're going to be out there. They're on Triller. Such an amazing event. These King of Catch Wrestling are amazing events. And I think Brian is the Rusco, who is a gym owner in Mount Dora Muay Thai and Grappling Mastery. I think he's going to be doing a King of Catch this year too, right?
Brian Ruscio, yeah. So what we have is an affiliate program.
Yes, sir.
Where, you know, like CrossFit or 10th Plan or whatever, you could buy into the license and then, you know, it's part of the brand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we do that, and Brian is a freaking stud. He's a 3rd-degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Greco-Roman All-American, and just a great dude. But yeah, so he's going to run the same rule set out there in Florida.
It's going to be exciting. I definitely foresee that becoming a popular thing. This entire, and throw the tag team in there. Throw some tag teams in there, damn it. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Push, before I ask you the last question?
No, you know, what I am trying to do is we are trying to get basically a TV show. So what we've created is this idea called Shoot Pro Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Where, you know, catch is so influential. I consider it the most quantitatively, I can prove it, I'll make the argument that it's the quantitatively most impactful sport, not just combat sport, of all time.
You won't get an argument from me. I mean, that's why we're here.
Right, because of pro wrestling coming from it, MMA coming from it, Olympic, collegiate wrestling, all high school wrestling, scholastic, all that shit coming from it. Even Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you can make the argument.
Yeah, all the judoka that built the BJJ were fucking pro wrestlers.
We're doing the catch wrestling.
God bless you.
But so what we're trying to do, though, is we're trying to modernize catch and bring it up. And the first step in the modernization was to do the King Catch rules.
100, yeah.
But that's when I started being like, well, let's do some crazy shit. And that's when I was like, let's do tag teams.
Yes.
You know, we've done triple shoots, which are like a triple threat in the W.
We had a handicap match earlier, too.
Yeah. So you'll see, it's wild. As long as we can get the participants to agree to it, then we'll
100%. I think that's where we should be going. And that actually segues perfectly into the last question. I asked you last time, but now, you know, some more things have happened. We're talking about tag team. What is catch wrestling offering the grappling world that BJJ is not?
Well, I think it also depends on the rule set that you go with, because there's kind of that we've been around a while.
Right.
There other people have kind of taken the lead, or taken our lead. Like Josh has got his own. Barnett has his own rule set.
Right.
The guys in Wigan have their own rule. So these rule sets are sprouting up. What I like about our rule set is it's very open, meaning all submissions are pretty much legal, and it's got a longer time period. So the way I look at King Catch, I really consider it the perfect cross trainer for MMA because of the problem with concussions now.
Right.
Because the pin, you're forced to keep a top game, which plays, you want gravity on your side when you're punching.
Right.
And so it helps you with that, but you're not getting beat up all the time. So make sure your positions for MMA are really great. But then it's a great actual sport on its own, I believe, as a spectator sport. You take your wife, your mom, your girlfriend, your kids or something to like a jiu-jitsu or a judo tournament or something like that. Half the time they're on their phone.
Right.
Because it is boring, unless you're one of the competitors.
A lot of stalling, a lot of, I'm on my back, you know what I mean? You work through me.
Yeah.
Here it's, if I'm on my back, I'm in the wrong position.
You're going to lose potentially, and so we're really pushing it. So even that hour-long match was entertaining.
All the way through. Everybody, the entire energy of the room got behind those two wrestlers, and as it went on, we're all just like, wow, the heart that they're putting out there.
It was a lot of work. They worked their ass off.
I'm
so glad that one got a fall.
Yeah, seriously.
You know what I mean? Because otherwise they would have wrestled that whole fucking time for nothing.
Yeah, so just for reference, first 3 rounds, first round was a draw. The second 2 went to each way.
1-1, yeah.
So we have a sudden death round, another 12 minutes. Whoever wins, that went a draw. So that's another 12 minutes.
And we give them one more chance, and then they would be fucked.
If no one won that one, both are eliminated. So the pressure's there. The pressure's there. There's no like, there's no fucking around here. We don't fuck around, and we keep it 100. Keep it brutal 100. For some reason I speak in emojis now. But yeah, I think that this offers a more intense, more spectator friendly, more like easy to understand. Why is that person on their back? As opposed to, oh, he's standing up. He doesn't want to be on the ground. And I think that is just mentally, the continuity is easier to understand as a spectator, whether you're a hardcore fan or not, a casual, whatever, a person who's not like, well, you like wrestling, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. The wives that are just
most
on the
aren't that way. She was itching to get out there a couple times. I could see her like
she's yelling at me. She's like, breathe, don't forget to breathe. And I'm like, I'm
yeah,
trying.
she was coaching.
That's what Angel said too. Just for reference. I don't want to steal his joke. She was like, don't forget to breathe. Control your breathing. He's like, I'm trying. I'm not doing too good. Yeah. Once again, I think there's a lot that is being offered at not only by Catch Wrestling, but at CatchCon. So many names, so much going on, a wealth of knowledge, and it's a lot of fun for both Catch Wrestling fans, grappling fans, and people who all see that crossover of pro wrestling. That was the last question. What can pro wrestling offer? That is, obviously the basis catch wrestling or pro wrestling. What can we absorb as grapplers, not just CatchCon, but the grappling scene? What can that take from pro wrestling that we can use that mechanism that they have to push their events and their?
Well, I think there's a couple things. I think we have to learn how to. I mean, if I look at I'm a business guy, and I happen to love
number one coach.
Too. Yeah, number one. So I'm a business guy, and what I think we can learn is how successful pro wrestling is at promoting. The fans are. I mean, I don't want to use this word because I don't mean it derogatively, but like they're trained. They go, holy shit.
Right.
They buy merch. They understand. They actually support the wrestler whether they win or lose, and they play into it and they enjoy all of that. We need to stop being like crabs in a bucket and everybody fucking not getting along and all this. It's just a problem. But the problem is they might get along because they're theatrical. Troop.
Yeah.
And we're all a bunch of competitive people. Like,
right.
We're the best. I'm number one and all this shit. So, but I do think that's something that can be learned is like the presentation, the production value, how to treat the fans, how to make it, fan friendly, and so that people really get invested in it. Because like if I look at UFC or any of these other guys, they're promoting it like boxing.
Right.
Where like I kind of liked speaking of Frank, I liked Pancrase because they had a stable.
Yes.
It was Frank Boss, Minoru Suzuki, Funaki, all these different fucking people, and you got to know your guy.
Yeah. Everybody fought everybody. There's no dip and dodging and this person's got out. Everybody in that stable was going to go against each other, and we're going to find out who is the king of Pancrase.
I mean, I don't know if that answers your question, but I think what we can learn mostly is business.
Just if I may paraphrase, we need to sell that shit. You know what I'm saying? People ain't selling, and there's marks out there. And we're using derogatory, non-derogatory. There are marks out there, like you were saying, that are just like so sold on like I need to be fucking angry and hate my opponent, as opposed to what I was talking with Angel. This is a community. And a rising tide raises all ships. I used that in the last video, I know, guys, but it still rings true, damn it. And as a community, I think that we need to, as you're saying, come together and start, building promotions that doesn't say, oh, when I'm done with you, I'm done with you.
Well, like I loved it because, like, for example, I think Josh is really doing good leadership on that. Like he sent Angel out and suggested this other guy who ended up winning, Jonathan Powell, come out. And
Jonathan Powell out there too?
And then he pushed him. He's not his guy, but he pushed him. He met him and he's like, you need to do this and that kind of. And so like, he sends, champion. But I think he's already sending guys to Wigan. Josh is doing that.
Yeah.
So we need to be doing that so we could build like the athlete celebrities too.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. It's a brand. It needs to be branded, and our athletes. It needs to be a little bit more athlete focused, so that we, which I think you're doing with the paying them and giving them TV time. And we've got the Shoot Pro Wrestling TV show that's in.
Yeah, I mean, so the cool thing is Frank signed on to be the chairman.
Get out of here! Really?
Yeah,
so Frank Shannon involved.
Frank's the chairman. Pat's the president.
And is Briscoe?
And Briscoe is our commissioner.
Jerry Briscoe.
So the problem is we got the Rolodex, but we need like big sponsors. So that's really where I'm like behind the scenes, just grinding, trying to find people who see the vision and help support us and get us to the next level. We even got distribution, but production takes a lot of money. So that's where we're at now. We've got to find good sponsors. So if you know anybody, please send them over.
At Scientific Wrestling on IG, Jake Shannon on all social platforms. If you need to contact him, anything last words?
That's it, brother. Thank you, man.
One Take Jake, as always, great interview. Arthur Fantastic here, Las Vegas CatchCon. We thank you for watching all the way through. And as I always say, stay up, stay vigilant, stay locked and loaded, stay brutal. Shalom, shalom. Peace.